evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A male changes his plea to guilty for trafficking methamphetamine. Also tonight, DPS is searching for information on a burglary that took place earlier this week. And Governor Ralph Torres is pushing for the passing of a bill that will provide permanent status to many people in Saipan. In sports, NMI tennis players secure spots on the Fiji-bound team. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Get Dad the perfect gift now. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus for as low as $38.50 per month when you join the Now program. Come in before Father's Day and receive a free JBL speaker and Galaxy earbuds. That's over $150 worth of free gifts on us. Happy Father's Day from Docomo Pacific. Better together. Some conditions apply.
Looking for a truck that's reliable, durable, and a great value? Then drive Tacoma. Tacoma is Saipan's most popular truck. Look around. Everyone drives Tacoma. That's because 9 out of 10 Tacoma trucks sold over the last 10 years are still on the road. If you drive a truck for work or play, you need Tacoma. Good looks, rugged styling with the latest technology, and power when you need it. After all, Saipan is Tacoma territory.
Welcome to the Marianas Eye Institute. Our office on Beach Road is staffed with U.S. certified eye care technicians, doctors that have received national recognition, and a friendly, professional staff that will look after you and your loved ones. With over 1,200 eyeglass frames to choose from and an in-house lab, we can make most glasses in about an hour, and we even feature a mobile clinic to bring eye care to you. Keep your eyes healthy and strong with professional eye care at the Marianas Eye Institute.
Hafa-day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, June 14th, 2019. In court, an individual who was arrested at the scene of a meth bust is changing his plea to guilty. In the courtroom of Associate Judge Wesley Bogdan, 47-year-old Roy Jung Hong changed his plea to guilty to possession of a controlled substance and trafficking of methamphetamine. On February 21st, Hong, also known as Brother, was a delivery guy of 2.3 grams of meth, also known as ice. Hong could face up to a max of 10 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. Judge Bogdan is asking for a pre-sentencing investigation memorandum be due by August 30th before a sentence for Hong is given. A sentencing date is set for September 26 at 9 a.m. The Department of Public Safety is asking for your assistance on information relating to a burglary. On Tuesday, June 11th, around 8:13 a.m., the Sinamai DPS received a 911 call regarding a burglary at the Sinamai Ma'afala breadfruit farm in Cagman. A release states that DPS officers met with 2 individuals who work on the farm. One individual says he noticed one of the metal containers on the farm to be open, and the second individual called 911 after noticing the farm tools were missing. The 2 individuals also noticed the rear view of their government vehicle was smashed open and a second container had been forced open. The items reported missing include a chop saw, a bush cutter, a chainsaw, a Craftsman toolbox set, DeWalt router and grinder, a 5-gallon fuel container, a 220-volt arc welding machine, and a roll trimming line. DPS asks if you have any information relating to the burglary to contact 911 or to remain anonymous, call the Sinamai Crime Stoppers at 234-7272. Governor Ralph Torres has written a request for assistance in the passage of a bill through legislation in Washington, D.C.
It's the Long-Term Legal Residence Relief Act.
introduced by Congressman Gregorio Khalili Sablan. H.R. 59 will provide permanent status to over 1,000 people here in the CNMI, if also passed by the U.S. Senate. Governor Ralph Torres is asking the chairman of Energy and Natural Resources Committee, Lisa Murkowski, for support in the urgency of being passed in legislation. Congressman Gregorio Khalili Sablan introduced the Northern Mariana Islands Long-Term Legal Residence Relief Act back in January after President Donald Trump ended the humanitarian parole program. The permanent status program was approved by the U.S. House of Representatives for those who have been living in the islands under humanitarian parole that was granted by the Obama administration. Parolees have until June 29th to either leave the Marianas or adjust their immigration status if the bill is not passed by the Senate and signed by President Donald Trump. The bill covers 5 categories of individuals who have been living in the Marianas for decades. To be eligible, an individual also has to have lived in the Marianas since before the federal immigration was extended to the islands. A release states that U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services reported back in December that there were 1,039 individuals who were granted parole and could be covered by Sablan's bill. Governor Ralph Torres has been in communication with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security on the issue, and this is the path that was recommended. A disaster bill that will bring $129.6 million to the Marianas has been signed into law by President Donald Trump. It's a bill that will help communities that were struck by typhoons, earthquakes, floods, and other natural disasters in 2018 and 2019. That has now become Public Law 116-20, the Supplemental Appropriations Act 2019. The bill was rejected 3 times before getting passed by the House. Congressman Khalili voted for $36 million to be available for the Marianas Medicaid program, $25.2 million for food aid, $56 million will be for solid waste facilities, $10.4 million for sewer and water infrastructure, and $2 million will be to help the Commonwealth managing all the money.
The amount of money we will get depends on how well we do the package proposals. And then, of course, in other parts of the bill, there's more money for food assistance, nutrition assistance, because the money we had that was supposed to go for an extra year and a half was used during the typhoon. Medicaid, oh my God, Medicaid's a major problem. We're facing a Medicaid cliff. But we were able to put in new money in there for at least up to the end of this fiscal year or this calendar year.
Congressman Sablan says another $50 million should also come through a community development block grant for disaster recovery for expenses not covered by FEMA or SBA or other first responders. The release states that Typhoon Minka and Super Typhoon U2 are used in the bill to reference where funding will go. This will be the first time the Commonwealth will receive CDBG-DR funds.
It improves lives. And our chance right now there are money there that's earmarked for us, and there's $350 million that we will share with American Samoa. Our chances on that money is how well we do put a proposal. I wasn't joking, but I was, informally suggested to the Lieutenant Governor, said, maybe we could find someone, who has done CDBG-DR packages in the past successfully, and maybe pay this individual, this firm, this consultant, say $500,000 to put together a package, and that would bring to us $50 million. That's a really good investment.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development will be sending a team to explain the requirements to the Commonwealth officials due to the large amount of money being made available.
The program has additional requirements. They have to see the accounting system, that what we have. Is it capable? Does it provide a way to detect fraud or different kinds of things? So there are different standards that they need to meet.
Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. It has been almost 8 months since Super Typhoon U2 struck the Sinai, and the mayor's office is continuing to pick up debris to beautify our island. But the debris must still be separated into piles of tin, wood, and green waste.
All the debris together, then we cannot pick it up because landfill will not accept those. So like I said, I'm asking our community to work with us so we can work with them to help them out. We want to beautify our island. So that's the best way to do that.
If you still have debris left to pick up on your property, contact the mayor's office at 234-6208. Up on Capitol Hill, 3 people have been confirmed by the Senate to serve as members of the Board of Trustees for the Northern Marianas Trade Institute and the CHCC Board of Trustees. Corrine Santos was appointed to serve as a member of the CHCC Board of Trustees representing the 2nd Senatorial District, and Richard Kautz Jr. and Irene Hall were appointed to the Board of Trustees for NMTI to represent the business community. And here are what they plan to do.
Just basically, a lot of challenges are coming up, and we have a lot of plans, and we want to see that those plans from the prior board gets continued.
I am already checking. First of all, I want to see the programs, and I want to see if the programs are relevant as compared to what the business sector really needs right now. So I want to review everything. I cannot say that I have like a full information or like assessment, so I have to study first, and then I've been watching YouTube on like the other like Philippines trade schools on what they're doing, what's new in the Philippines, maybe what's new in the States, what's new in Guam, just so I would have like what's like this and compare. I've talked to some people like data gathering on like information on what the labor, everything. So I've been studying before the confirmation, and hopefully I can use some of the information I already have.
Coming up, we welcome many new individuals to become citizens of the United States of America. Check it out after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Ah, Spain, home of the Grand McExtreme Bacon Burger from McDonald's. Fresh beef, Applewood smoked bacon, and Gouda cheese. But to get one, you'd have to get your passport, get to the airport, squeeze into the middle seat, go through customs, get into an itty-bitty taxi, say Llévame al McDonald's más cercano, and finally order one. Or get to your neighborhood McDonald's now, because for a limited time, worldwide favorites are here. Around the world is now around the corner.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. 25 citizens can officially call the United States their home. This week, the USCIS and the NMI U.S. District Court held a naturalization ceremony and sworn in this group of individuals.
I feel so blessed.
I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm so happy that I am a United citizen now.
20 from the Philippines, 2 from South Korea, and 1 from China, Japan, and Russia were all sworn in by Chief Judge Ramona Manglonia. One individual waited for this moment for almost her whole life.
43 years, and I was only 8 years old. Yes, so this is a very significant day for me.
She says now she can visit her son, who lives in California, and the timing could not have been any better.
I'd probably go and visit them, and I'm going to be a grandma soon, so anytime, maybe in 2 weeks, she'll be giving birth. So, yeah. Thank you.
The keynote speaker for the ceremony, David Sablon Sr., tells KSPN the importance of this ceremony and becoming a U.S. citizen.
These people are joining part of many of us because they would like to give their allegiance to the United States of America. They have the full protection of the United States of America, and I'm sure that they can do likewise by providing whatever is necessary to ensure that America continues to be a free country.
A Navy veteran was laid to rest at the Veterans Cemetery this week. Navy Master Chief Paul Freeman Lee passed away and was buried with full honors this week in front of family and other members of the Navy. CNMI Military Liaison Officer Stanley Jacopo explains the significance of this.
Every veteran deserves and have every right to a full honors or honors funeral service, and regardless whether you're not retired or retired. However, this is very significant and yet very important for today, because he served, late Master Chief served 30 years in the United States Navy, and that deserves, more deserving to have a rendered full honors funeral service.
On Guam, a male who sexually abused a young girl is sentenced, and another complaint is filed against a local priest. KUAM reports.
Hafaday Sinamai, here's what's making news on Guam. Johnny Lujan Uggan will spend the next 30 years serving time at the Department of Corrections for sexually abusing a young girl, which occurred over the span of 1 decade. In February, he was convicted on rape charges. Uggan was arrested in April of last year. The victim was 14 years old at the time, but Uggan began molesting her when she was 5 or 6. Prosecuting attorney Christine Tenorio says the hero in this case is the victim, who was courageous enough to come forward and testify against her perpetrator, and because of her strength, he will not victimize anyone again. Local bankers say they'd welcome the potential business from a marijuana industry, but first need to make sure federal laws will allow it. Bank Pacific President Phil Flores says the Guam Bankers Association is closely monitoring the latest regulatory moves and believes it's just a matter of time before the federal restrictions are lifted.
We want to make clear that Guam Bankers Association, we're not advocating the use of marijuana any more than we're going to go tell you to go get a martini. But we do business with the liquor industry, and we want to do business with the cannabis industry. We can't right now until federal law changes. But baby steps are baby steps. There's a bill going through Congress right now that would try to help, but it's not enough.
He says they've been in touch with the American Bankers Association, which will keep them up to date on any moves by the feds. Flores says the marijuana industry appears to be flourishing nationally, but the lack of access to banking facilities could be harmful.
People are hoarding great amounts of cash. Some of the companies are leasing out old bank buildings that have vaults in them, or they got a lot of Rottweilers and electronic security around. But it's very, very dangerous to have that much cash.
Flores says money laundering could be another concern associated with the marijuana industry, but potential violators would likely draw the greatest scrutiny and heaviest fines from federal regulators. Another complaint has been filed in federal court against deceased Capuchin priest and Boy Scouts master Father Louis Brouillard. Court documents identified the victim as 55-year-old D.N. to protect his identity. He alleges that when he was 10 to 12 years old, he was sexually molested by Father Brouillard at the Barragata church grounds and during Boy Scout meetings. D.N. is requesting a trial by jury and up to $5 million in damages. Stay informed 24/7 by checking out KUAM.com or downloading the KUAM News app, available for iOS or Android. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Thank you, Nestor. Coming up, Frank the Crank is growing up right in front of our eyes. And yes, we can call him more mature now. That's what he's calling himself.
Get Dad the perfect gift now. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus for as low as $38.50 per month when you join the Now program. Come in before Father's Day and receive a free JBL speaker and Galaxy earbuds. That's over $150 worth of free gifts on us. Happy Father's Day from Docomo Pacific. Better together. Some conditions apply.
You deserve more. Hey, I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Hi, welcome to Dow Rent to Own.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rent to Own, making lives better since 1987.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, the North Pacific Junior Regional Championships concluded this afternoon. The final roster for the team heading to Fiji next month and the Oceania Junior Tennis Championships includes several NMI players, and North Pacific coach Jeff Race tells us who they are. The final roster for the team heading for Fiji next month and the Oceania Junior Championship includes several NMI players. North Pacific coach Jeff Race tells us who they are.
Carol's brother, and he lost only maybe 1 or 2 games maximum in each match that he played, winning the boys 16s, and he played our own player Sam Ryu in the finals, so Sam and Sean will represent us in Fiji in the boys 16s. In the girls 16s, Maria Gregoire came in 3rd place, and she'll be going there to the Pacific Oceania Junior Championships. In the boys 14s, Daniel Kong and David Kwan qualified. They finished 2 and 3 in the boys 14 competition. In the girls 14 competition, Helen Kim was 2 and Heijin Elliott was 3. So they qualified, and I believe that in the boys 12s, Jun Wang is going to get a wild card to go.
The pride of the Marianas, Frank the Crank Camacho, improved his UFC record to 2 and 3 earlier this month, and he credits a total team effort for that. When Frank the Crank Camacho ended his UFC Stockholm fight with a TKO of Nick Hein from Germany, it was a new Crank that we were seeing, a more well-rounded and prepared fighter.
Dude, going into this fight, I think I had a lot more confidence because the weight was good, the preparation was really good from not even just for the fight camp, but from the beginning of this year after the Jeff Neal loss. You know, like I tell everyone that was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, because now it put a lot of things in perspective. I reevaluated, discipline as heck, and just stuck to the game plan, and not even just the game plan of the technical side of the fight, but like of everything else that encompasses being an athlete, a martial artist, and a competitor, you know?
In the past, we've seen Frank that Crank come out throwing bombs, and only throwing bombs, but this time he brought a new weapon, leg kicks.
See that finally at 30 years old, I'm starting to use it all, but so how we discovered the kicks was I was in California and I was training, and then we're just training, and then we were hitting the bag. All right, guys, okay, all right, let's go. Combination to a kick. And then I was kicking the bag, and then it was like, whoa, whoa, Frank can kick, you know, like he's only throwing hands, but whoa, this guy got kicked. And then he's like, man, I was like, yeah, I got these big Chamorro Island legs, bro. Let's, you know, and he's like, hey, let's use these suckers, you know.
Now as Camacho matures, instead of trying to do everything on his own, he's relying on his network.
If anything, Bob, what I was able to do this fight is build a solid team. You know, man, I have a great team here on Guam. When I'm in Saipan, I have a great team in Saipan, you know, like Trench Tech Cookie. We help me train, forge the sword when I'm here training with Spike 22 Purebred. I'm building my team. I'm taking the stress away of all the things that I don't need to worry about, and build a team so that they can just really they're good at, you know. So I hired a nutrition company to help me with the nutrition, and man, I don't want to worry about that. I don't know what I need to eat. You tell me what I need to eat, you know. Coach, you tell me what you need me to kick this bag 1,000 times. Okay, I'm gonna kick this bag 1,000 times. So back to your question, I'm just letting my manager and letting my coach, hey, you guys are OGs in the game. You guys are the experts in the game. You guys have the connects. I trust that you guys I trust in the process, and I trust that you guys are going to to pick the next fight, and we're gonna try to get back in ASAP, right? We're looking at like trying to get back into September.
Lots of good action this week. It was tough to pick out the top plays of the week, but hey, KSPN2 Sports is tough. Kinda. Coming in at number 4, the Braves claim the minor league championship when Max Titano takes the ball out of the fence, flips to Rosie Sarlu to end the game. Braves champions. Coming at number 3, Sean Lee goes undefeated to win the NPQ Regional Junior Championships in the U16 boys. Coming at number 2, Sam Aldon with this game-winning hit, capping a 5-run inning in the Comets' last at-bat to steal the Little League consolation game. And the Triple J top play of the day, McDonald's, with Dylan Santos hitting and Isaiah Mesa pitching them to the Little League Championship of 2019. They're loving it. The Triple J top play of the day.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
High 90, heat index 100 today, the low 80, humidity 63% tomorrow. Partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds around 10 miles an hour, high 90 again, low 79 seas 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise 5:46, a low tide at 37 minutes past noon, at sunset at 6:48.
6:40. All right, thank you, Bob, for that weather report. So I hear that there's a lot of activities going on this weekend. Pretty busy weekend.
Oh, there was the women's soccer championship. There's a men's basketball championship. The wreath laying ceremony, by the way, tomorrow at 11 a.m. over at American Memorial Park tomorrow's the June 15th. Yeah. And 75 years ago, this was the start of the Battle of Saipan.
Yep.
So a very significant day in CNMI history.
Yeah, 75 years. Wow. And tomorrow, I think a lot of people.
Oh, and the big one Sunday. That's huge, like the biggest day of the year.
Wait a second. Who is it pointing out?
It's Grandfather's Day.
Grandfather's or Father's Day.
Oh.
Or Grandfather's. Some people, I don't know.
You gotta be a father to be a grandfather.
You're right,
so
you're
you have
right,
to qualify.
so-
That's like minimum qualification.
You're like moving up, moving up on the scale.
No
That's what it
grandkids,
is.
no great.
Not yet?
No,
All right,
not even close.
All right. Be some years for you on that one then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, and please do have a great rest of your weekend. And tune in Monday evening at 6.
And the weekend begins
When?
about 5 seconds ago.
All
It
right.
started
right
already.
now. Have a good night.
Good night.